We have got amazing and interesting real experiences from multiple people, men and women, while asked a question. What's the most embarrassing thing you've done in the bedroom? Watch the full video and know people reactions. Catherine Syed, I was a newlywed. My husband and I would have friendly arguments on who had to turn out the lights. We finally made a deal that if you were the last one in bed, you turned out the lights. This resulted in some hilarious races to see who could get into bed first. Until one night, when we both broke into an all-out run to hit the mattress first. We belly flopped down, neck and neck, and I accidentally busted out a fart. That would have rivaled the sound of a truck driver using his air brake on the interstate. Rack, rack, rack. I was mortified, and my husband collapsed in laughter. That made me laugh, even though I was trying to apologize. He kept gasping for air, while he laughed, trying to say, I've never laugh, laugh, laugh heard that sound, laugh, laugh, laugh. Come out of a woman, Maria Saeed. Oh, it's on. I was almost there for hours. I was loaded, up on huge amounts of caffeine. So for some reason, every time I was about to finish, I'd get really dizzy, and I just wouldn't. Any thoughts on that, BTW? So after it had dragged on for too long already, I was racing against a case of the blue. Balls, ladies. I hope you know what I'm talking about. When the sweet release came eventually, it felt like heaven, so much indeed, that I released an explosive amount of ejaculate. It took a second or two until the condom filled up to capacity ridiculously fast for me to realize that I was actually explosively peeing in the condom. I thank God that I realized it before the condom broke right there on the bed. Kurt Saeed. When I was a newly wedded young buck, living in our first apartment, I went into the living room one evening, shut off the TV, picked my wife up off of the couch, and carried her into the bedroom. As I was placing her on the bed, my shins pressed against the edge of the bed and I lost my balance. My feet actually slipped out from under me. I dropped her, of course, and without meaning to, I slammed her head into the bedroom wall, hard enough to shake the building. Then I fell on top of her. I was immediately contrite. As I tried to apologize, I pointed out that my intent was for pleasure, not to hurt her. She had tears in her eyes. We were both trying to not laugh about the situation. I lost all composure when she said, "Not tonight." "Dear, I have a headache." Jake said I had a drop-dead gorgeous, built girlfriend who was completely wrong for me. But we had a, energetic sex life. We were insatiable. I had a wooden queen-size frame, and one day, we just snapped it. It was the loudest crack I've ever heard. We had the best time. Too bad she was a walking nightmare. Raida Said, my fiancé, and I were having a rollicking good time. In the sack. Our bed was on wheels. We lived on the second floor of a 2-story home. Our landlord lived downstairs. He was out watering the garden, when all of a sudden he was hit in the head with our window screen. Oops. We had rocked that bed so hard that the wheels engaged and bashed the bed into our bedroom window. Luckily, our landlord wasn't hurt. We apologized with some false reason as to how that had happened. I was never able to look that guy straight in the face again. Elliot Sayed, it wasn't in my bed, but this happened near it. I remember it vividly, despite it happening around 9 or 10 years ago. I was very young and in kindergarten, and I had a really cool bed. It was a bunk bed. I was great at climbing the ladder quickly, however. Getting down the ladder, I was still working on that. One night, I had to go to the bathroom badly. At 2 a.m., I was tired, and I ventured to the edge of my bed to feel my way around the ladder. I put my foot down and thud! I fell off the ladder and hit the floor. Naturally, I'm on the floor, and I'm disoriented. Nobody heard the noise. I still really have to pee, so I come to my senses and feel my way to the door, which is on the opposite side of the room. I thought I found it, but alas, it was a wall. So I keep crawling around the room looking for the door, Now I'm getting worried. Shit, am I ever going to find it? All of a sudden, bang. I wet myself and I get really sad I didn't find the door, and I start to cry. There I was sitting on the floor, soiling myself and crying. I had the brains to sit on a towel. Now, I keep the curtains open a bit. And I always know where my door is. It helps. Being in the same room for 12 years, rather than a mere 2 or 3 years. Max Saeed, my girlfriend, and I were going at it vigorously, evidently too much. So as with a crash, the single bed we were on, University Halls, fell off its legs, and I, on top, headbutted her and broke her nose. Blood and tears killed the moment, but we laughed about it later. Please subscribe. We are going to share amazing, interesting topics from now onwards.